why I took down my last video. All right, so I did a video a couple days ago on Judy and how Judy's financial advisor said she couldn't retire, that she needed to work another 3 years. So the premise was quite simple. Judy was 67. She wanted to retire at 68 when her mortgage was paid off. She needs about $5,000 a month. That's what she needs of income to cover expenses. Now, I don't know if that included her mortgage or not. I just don't know. But presumably it did not, because if it did include her mortgage, she'd need less than $5,000 a month. But I don't know. She didn't tell me. So anyway, she needed $60,000 a year. All right. So she's going to retire next year, and she'd need $60,000 from her portfolio a year for 2 years. That's $120,000. All right. So she's going to retire at 68. From 69 and 70, 2 years, she needs $120,000. All right, now, once she's on Social Security at 70, her Social Security benefit was going to be just a little bit less than $4,000 a month. All right, so if she needs $5,000 a month, and she's getting $4,000 a month from Social Security, all right, that means she needs $1,000 a month from some outside source. You know, she happens to have roughly about $400,000, a little bit more than $400,000 in her retirement accounts. Plus, she's renting out a place for about $1,000 a month. All right, so it's not rocket science to figure this out. If she has $4,000 a month from social, plus $1,000 a month from rent, and she needs $5,000 a month, then her income needs, expenses are covered by her income, rent and Social Security. Just literally that simple. So she has a little bit of a hole between now and when she is 70, when she takes Social Security. Well, the hole is easily filled by her retirement accounts. She has $400,000 in her retirement accounts. She needs $60,000 a year for 2 years until she takes Social Security. That's $120,000. Thus, by the time Social Security kicks in, she'll have $280,000 to fill the gap that Social Security doesn't cover. All right. Now, the gap that Social Security doesn't cover is filled by her rental. But if she decides not to have the rental income anymore, she just needs $12,000 a year from her retirement accounts. She had $280,000 left. She needs $12,000 a year. That's a 4.2% roughly distribution rate for a 70-year-old person. No one in their right mind would say that's not you can't do that, because she's already 70. I mean, that's just fine. But again, if she keeps renting, she doesn't need any money from her portfolio. So that $280,000 can grow. Anyway, so I said, why is he telling her not to retire? I don't understand. But I wasn't saying it like this guy's an evil scumbag. I just said, what am I missing here? Because she had emailed me twice, because she got on the live stream, said her financial advisor told Judy that she couldn't retire. She needed to work for another 3 years, but she wants to retire next year when she's 68. I said, tell me more. So she did tell me more. I said, why? I don't understand. But some of you guys were just bashing this guy, the financial advisor or lady. You don't know the whole like, oh, he should lose his license, he's criminal. I'm like, dude, can we at least assume positive intention? I mean, because I assume that old Judy is making pretty good money. If she's going to have $4,000 a month of Social Security when she's 70, that means her PIA is probably $3,200 a month. All right, which means she's probably making about $1,000 a year, $100,000 a year. That ain't too shabby. Now, will it be close to her running out of money? No, it won't be. I mean, even if the rent falls apart, she doesn't get rent anymore. Her Social Security by itself is $4,000. It's 80% of her income needs. And again, that assumes that is $5,000 a month is on top of the mortgage that'll be paid off next year. And I don't know that. I have a sneaky suspicion it'll be less. I don't know. That's the issue. We don't know these things. But to just bash people, and I bash a lot of people. Most of I bash people out of ignorance. Like, how can you be advising people ignorant of X, Y, Z? It doesn't make sense to me. And that's not bashing out of nefarious. I don't think there's nefarious necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like some people say, oh, I can't believe that guy told her to keep a mortgage instead of paying it off. He's just doing that so he can, earn more fees. on the investments. Well, we could have made that argument last year, and guess what? We're up 25% this year in 2023. Would have been a good move not to pay off the mortgage 2023 as opposed to 2022. Would it not have? Yes, it would have. Why? Because the markets are up 25% year to date. Well, I guess this last trading day was yesterday. So markets are up this year. So we just don't, you can't sit there and say, oh, he's just doing that because of this, that, and the other. You don't know. You don't know, man. I just get sick of the bashing. Like, oh man, like the bogleheads and stuff. Oh, these guys are all up to no good. Or there are a lot of ignorant financial advisors. And ignorant just means they don't know. They're good salespeople. A lot of them are. But that doesn't mean they're good financial planners. That's just a fact. All right? But that doesn't mean they're freaking evil scumbags. Now, I would suggest if you want to be a real financial planner, you take some time to dive in the weeds and stuff to learn your trade. If I want to hire a carpenter, I would suggest that he had, done some previous carpentry work to learn his tricks. I don't know the first thing about carpentry. And just because some guy says I can do it, we hired a guy one time, this handyman, and he didn't get the job done. And I said, yeah, man, I can't figure this out because that's not my skill set. It never will be. And, oh, pretty bluebird. Oh, man, hopefully you guys can't see him. Oh, yeah, beautiful. It might be a blue jay, though. If my memory serves, I think blue jays are ornery mofos. It's gorgeous coloring. Yeah, there it goes. It's like a purplish. Oh, man. Hi, gorgeous. Anyway, so I think we should assume positive intent. One guy told me that one time. I think it was actually Owen Benjamin, of all people. He didn't tell me that to me, but he told it on a live stream because when he first found out how much lies have been told about what he thought comedians were supposed to do. Comedians were supposed to be the court jesters, and they should be able to, challenge the orthodox without being subject to harassment, literal cancel campaigns, and death threats. You know what I'm saying? It turns out, well, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? It turns out with Owen Benjamin, people like Joe Rogan and whatnot, they blackballed him and said, you can't be here. In fact, Owen Benjamin got kicked. His wife got kicked off Airbnb because of some horrible things that Owen Benjamin said about Caitlyn Jenner. And the horrible things I won't repeat here, but they're just a joke. Not very horrible at all. And anyway, so Owen Benjamin literally went through this time where he's like, everyone's out to get him. He was drinking. And he got very conspiratorial, like they're all out to get, because they literally were, man. That is just a fact. And then he started having children, and he pulled his head out of there, and now he's got 4 kids. He recognizes, man, I don't know what these guys are doing, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to assume positive intent. And I said, that's a great way to look at it, man. I don't know, even with Joe Biden, even Nancy Pelosi, assume positive intent. Now, obviously, these guys right here have given us a lot to say. You don't want to be a hypocrite, or not a hypocrite, you don't want to be foolish and stab yourself in the throat, assuming that these guys are looking out for you. But I just think it's a good place to be to assume positive intent. Obviously, Joe Biden is not in charge. I get that. And obviously, the people running the country are not looking out for our best interests. I get that too. But at the end of the day, getting all sanctimonious and, I'm, so self-righteous relative to these other guys, that's not going to do you any good, man. And in this case specifically, I don't know who this chick's financial advisor was. I don't want this guy to see a video I did and have his whole livelihood challenged. And, he won't know who he is. The chick won't know who she is. But I don't want to be involved in that, man. We're like, oh, what another bad financial advisor. I don't want to talk. These guys are all bad. Just because some idiots put some comments in there that say this guy was up to no good. You just don't know. We don't know. Maybe her mom is there. All I ask is why. Why is he saying she can't retire? Maybe her mom needs a care. Maybe she's got a special needs kid. I don't know. She didn't tell me any of that. But again, asking why is not challenging somebody's livelihood or his ability to make a plan. It's just a why. Anyway, I don't know the answer to that, but that's why I took it down, because I want to be part of the solution, not the problem. And I think there's enough negativity in the world today. Let's not create more of it. All right, God bless.